Om Shri Sadgurave Namah. Jai Guru. Hello viewers. I am back with another discourse of Sadguru Maharshi Mehi Paramhans Ji Maharaj, whose English translation I'll be reciting. Dear ones, this Satsang, it was actually a morning session of Satsang in which he was delivering his talk. So he's saying this morning Satsang is like the morning's breakfast for the mind and the soul. A little ago, we recited prayers and verses in praise. In fact, say there are many verses or poems which are sung during the morning, afternoon and evening sessions of satsang, and some of which, to start with, are verses in praise. Okay, that is praising the glory of, in the morning satsang, of God the Almighty, of the true sages or sants, and Guru, Sadguru or true Guru. And then there are prayers also addressed to the Guru. So what he is referring to here is verses in praise and prayers, etc. in this line. He says, a little ago we recited prayers and verses in praise. If we sing praises of someone, our faith in him or her naturally grows and gets stronger. Our faith sprouts, grows further, and firms up with time. If the faith is wanting, or lacking, while worshipping, one doesn't feel spontaneous inspiration or inclination for doing it. Prayer inculcates humility, for it is but natural that if you pray to someone to give something to you, you have to do so in a humble way, and this so very naturally generates humility. On the contrary, if you approach someone to ask for something and you do so by talking rudely or bitterly to the latter, he or she obviously won't oblige you. However, if you very humbly approach, seeking him to give you something, soliciting him to give you something, the feeling of kindness very naturally wells up in the latter, who feels easily disposed to giving. When I say this, some people comment, see, God also is so fond of flattery that he agrees to give you something only after you praise him profusely. No, 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 it's not so. The God is not so fickle-minded to be pleased with chanting of eulogies. In fact, it is we who are benefited by doing so. Singing praises strengthens our faith in him and does well to us only. Praying just the same induces humility in us, which again is in our interest only. Service to Guru, elders and the needy, poor and sick people is also a form of bhakti or devotion. But meditation has been accorded greater importance on the path of devotion. Meditation drives us closer to the one we worship. By practicing inner meditation, we move from grossness to subtlety. Rising above grossness into subtleness, we transcend gross planes of creation as well. Moving further, we transcend subtler, even the subtlest form of his, and finally attain him. Without practicing such inner worship, we cannot ascend into higher and higher realms. There is a striking similarity in the salient principles of worship taught by different sants or true sages. Sant Kinaram, for instance, says, I'll make and sip wine of true love and become a liquor seller. Mixing the mahua is actually as a product of a tree found generally in forests. Its botanical name is Bassia latifolia, and it's an intoxicating substance. So, what he says, Sant Kina Ramji, mixing the mahua of the mind and Guru's wisdom together, making the hearth of my body. Thus will I make the light of God manifest within me and churn out the wine of love. I'll clean the bottle of my body nicely and fill it up with pure knowledge. Then, pouring from the cup of love, will I drink again and again and be known as a servant of God. Several deities and men got drunk on this wine, and sants too got intoxicated on this. Lord Shiva, Brahma, etc., Sanak, Sanandan, these are the names of sages, divine sages. Sanak, Sanandan, etc., also drank from this cup of love. My mind, drinking this wine repeatedly, became deeply absorbed, and I'll directly perceive or hear the music of God. Great is the Guru, O Kinaram, through whose true grace I will now never come back into the trap of this body, the trap of the cycle of births and deaths. Sant Kinara. If we imprison ourselves within the four walls of any one sect, any one particular sect, we would not like those from other sects, the sayings of sages from other sects. My Guru, Revered Baba Devi Sahab, had taught me while initiating me, hitherto you had belonged to Darya Mat, meaning a river of thought, school of thought, a particular school of thought, tradition of thought. But now you have come to Samudramat, that is ocean school or ocean of schools of thought, which accommodates numerous rivers into it. All people, be they tall or dwarf, white or dark complexioned, are human beings. Similarly, sages from whatever sects they might come from are all one and the same. Similarly, sages from whatever sects they might come are all one and the same. We should respect them all, just as we should think well before we do anything. Just as we should think well before doing anything, we ought to have complete knowledge regarding the true nature of God before we proceed to practice bhakti or devotion. Sants have talked in detail about this. Sant Paltu Sahab, for example, says in some of his poems, Ram is in the east and Khuda or Allah in the west. Then tell me, to whom belongs the north and south? The Islam followers of Islam, they generally look towards the west, that is Makkah, their main place of worship. Similarly, Ram is said to be the god of those coming from Vedic religion, and he belongs to the east. So pointing out to this difference in attitudes of looking towards east or west, Sant Paltu Sahab says, Ram is in the east, Khuda or Allah in the west, then tell me to whom belongs the north and south, where he is and where is he not. Hindus and Muslims needlessly create a furor. Hindus and Turks are at loggerheads. Here, Turks is used to refer to Muslims, both claiming theirs as the true religion. God, says Paltudas, dwells in everyone, not being apart for even a moment. I utter the truth. In another poem, he says, Sky within the pot, as also the sky within the room, are one and the same. However, alas, the world loiters around hither and thither in vain. Fragrance is there within the deer, though forgetful of this, it wanders and suffers. It's talking of musk deer, about whom it is said that musk lies within him, from whose fragrance comes out and spreads in all directions. But the deer, actually unaware or oblivious of this fact, keeps looking here and there, running to places in search for the source of that fragrance, which actually is emanating from within him. But instead of searching within, he keeps on looking without. And this gives a message to us also, that true peace, true tranquility, true freedom lies within, but we keep looking for it in places outside and suffer as a result. Fragrance is there within the deer, though forgetful of this, it wanders and suffers. So shun illusion and look for yourself. Whoever set out to look for God got lost himself. The water drop, fell into the ocean and merged into it. Water and wave, wave and water, who can separate the two? Letters and the ink, states Paltu, are not two things. Know this and fix well in your mind. Sant Paltu Sahab. It's the one only soul indwelling all forms, all of which are formed of the five elements: soil, water, fire, air, and space, and three qualities: Sat, Raj, and Tam. The same soul throbs in all men, gods, and animals alike. As all the letters are of ink, just the same, all have the same soul within. Ornaments are of various kinds, but on elemental level, all of them are the same gold metal. He who pays attention to external forms purchases ornaments. If someone goes to a shop to buy the gold metal, the shopkeeper quotes the price of the metal only. However, the jeweler who sells ornaments charges for both the metal as well as its external form, like making charges. But if you go to resell an ornament, the goldsmith would pay you only for the metal contained in the ornament and attach no value for its shape. Likewise, when seen on its elemental level, this whole macrocosm is seen to be one and one only. It is to know precisely this very truth in one's own experience that one ought to practice worship or meditation. If you have been trapped in the marsh of laziness, move out of it. If you have been you come to realize sinning so far. What it means to say that if you have come to realize that you have been sinning so far, or that is performing sinful or proscribed acts so far, stop it in the right earnest and take to the path of righteousness or virtuosity. If you shun committing sins, You would begin to shine as the moon that has come out of the clouds. Dudge. Take light meals in the evening and get up in the Brahma Muhurta, that is divine or elixir hour, which is around 3 or 3:30 a.m. Attend to nature's call, wash your hands, feet and mouth and sit in meditation. If you are accustomed to bathing so early, do so. Otherwise, bathing is not necessary. But do meditate in the Brahma Muhurt. Do not show any laziness in this. Jai Guru. This is an English translation of a discourse of Sadguru Maharshi Mehi Paramhans, which was delivered on the 9th of January 1951 during the morning session of Satsang at Santmat Satsang Mandir, Manihari, Bihar, India. Hope you liked the discourse. Soon I'll be back with similar such spiritual post. Till then, bye, namaste, Jai Guru.